Hi, you guys. I know this is two in one day. How are you guys? I'm excited. Okay, so after my Elmo video, I got a lot of like Christians in my comments, in my inbox, saying, cursing is bad, cursing is evil, you're not supposed to curse, and you're gonna go to hell, and you're gonna reap what you sow. And they've been quoting Bible verses to me all day. I'm like, Jesus cursed. So, what would Jesus do? You're always asking, what would Jesus do? You need to be more like Christ. You need to understand Christ. Da-da-da. So, to my understanding, Jesus cursed. Okay, and for some reasons weren't even good. He was just mad. So, and some of it wasn't even for justice. It was just because he was hungry. Okay, so let's put these glasses back on, you know, because Christians don't read their Bibles. They really don't. They don't read them and they don't understand. You can ask anyone who, is a Christian and they won't tell you, oh, Jesus doesn't curse anyone. Oh, yes, he do. Okay. Not that I am a Christian or that I even believe, but if I did, I would know this. You know what I'm saying? I would know my own Bible, my own religion. Okay. Jesus cursed a fig tree because he was hungry and there was no fruit. So all he needed was a Snickers and he wouldn't have cursed. Okay. They say the fig tree was symbolic of Israel. So he cursed a whole tree and a whole country. Okay. I'm just cursing a person. He cursing a whole country. Okay, how you doing? So how you gonna be mad at me? How are y'all gonna be mad at me when Jesus cursed the whole country in a tree because he was hungry? Hmm? Because I've never cursed anybody because when I was hungry except my husband, and he went and got some food, and I forgave him. Um, it also says that he cursed a whole city. Um, May they be judged on judgment day worse than Sodom and such and such and such and such. I'm like, okay, I see you cursing. Um, so when the Christians come over here and say you need to be more like Jesus, you need to come to an understanding and give Jesus your heart and get to know him. I'm getting to know him, and I like him. He cursing folks, cursing whole countries, doing magic, alchemy. Okay. So when you talk to me, you read your Bible first. So if he can do it, so can I, right? If Jesus is within me, if Christ is within me, I can curse because he cursed. Okay? Vengeance is mine, said the Lord. If the Lord is within me, then vengeance is mine. I'm taking vengeance. I come to slay with a sword. Right? So if Jesus is within me, I'm supposed to get to know Jesus, get a relationship with Jesus, be more like Jesus. Then why are y'all complaining? Because that's exactly what I'm doing. You don't like my version? No, the same version that's in the Bible, y'all be skipping lines or something, chapters or something. So seriously, y'all can't come at me anymore. Y'all can't come at me because Christians are so brainwashed that they don't even read the entire Bible. That's sad. You can't even read your own book, the entire book. So that's all I'm saying. Let me read y'all this scripture about the fig tree. What Jesus was hungry and he cursed somebody because he was hungry. Okay. Da, 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 da. Um. Mhm. Mm. Anyway, they say it's symbolic of Israel, the fig tree, but they say it in different ways. So I wanted to read it to you. He also cursed the cursed city of Chorazin. He also cursed the whole city. Okay, Jesus cursed a city, y'all. Um, this is what he said: "Woe unto thee, Chorazin! Woe unto thee." Okay, that means watch your back. Sound like curse me. Woe unto thee means watch your back in old days. Okay, I'm gonna break it down for you. For if the mighty works which were done in you had not done in Tyre or Sidon, they would have repented long ago in sackcloth and ashes. But I say to you, I will be more tolerable for Tyre and Sidon in the city in the day of judgment than for you. He's saying, even these other places that are bad, I'm gonna have more mercy on them than you on judgment day. Okay, so you going to hell. Okay, which have blah 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 blah. You have done like, okay, basically it's saying this, they named the city, and thou Capernaum, which art exalted into heaven, shall be brought down to hell. That means the tower or their city is gonna fall for whatever. Okay, so because of what y'all did. So I'm gonna destroy y'all, I'm gonna curse y'all in this life and the next life for what y'all did. Okay. Um Bam. So at least I'm not cursing in the next life or the afterlife, just this life. I'm not that bad. Okay. Um See, I don't curse their afterlife. Dang. At least they got a chance there. So see what I'm saying, y'all? Y'all, I don't like Bible verses because they there's a lot of truth in them, and then when you read them, Christians get mad. That's not how it's supposed to be taken. That's not what it meant. That's what it said. So I don't know. I'm like, I just want to know. If he can curse and y'all say to be like him and y'all get mad at me for cursing, what's up with that? I don't know. I'm only doing what Jesus did. So y'all can't even be mad at me. And y'all can't even be mad because it says in the Bible, Christ is within you. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord. I curse this fig tree because I'm hungry. I curse this city in this life and the afterlife. Dang. I curse this whole country. He just going around cursing everybody. So, I hope he got paid. Then, so he's going around cursing people. Maybe that's, now you're saying, oh, you're going to reap what you sow, da 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 da, you're going to reap what you sow, blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, you get somebody going around cursing entire countries and cities, that's going to bring some attention. You're going to get crucified. That's terroristic threats. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever. I will continue in my Christian work, because that's what it is now. I will continue in my Christian workings. In the name of Jesus, I curse, because he did too. Can I say that? I woe unto thee. Woe unto thee. That's how I'm going to start my curses off from now on. Woe unto thee, I'm going to curse this life and your afterlife. Okay? You're not going to get away even in death. When you die, it's still going to be hard. It's still going to be messed up over there because, I don't know. You offended me. You did stuff. You practiced your free will, and I'm offended. So, woe unto thee. Okay. Mhm. Now listen to this. Moses. He said the teachers of the law and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. So you must obey them and do everything they tell you, but do not do what they do, for they do not practice what they preach. Okay? You preaching about Jesus, but you not practicing curses. Because he did. So forgive me if I understand. Okay, and let me keep reading. It says something like blah 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 blah. In the seat of Moses was carved out an image of Medusa carved into stone, something that wasn't common to synagogues. So you know he was into some stuff, some pagan stuff. Okay. So Moses was a magician, you know. Blah 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 blah. It was no, you know. Oops, you got busted. So, anyways, that's what I'm saying. If y'all are going to come on my channel and say I'm evil and I need to have a relationship with Christ and I'm gonna pray for you and blah 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 blah, I'm gonna pray for you to read that Bible all the way through. That's what I'm gonna do, and pray for you to understand what you're reading. I am reading from. Someone asked me what I'm reading. I will tell you, Matthew. It's in Matthew. I'm reading off of a website with a Bible verse. And Matthew 11:21 was when Jesus cursed the whole city and said, "Woe unto thee." He also cursed the fig tree because there was no fruit on it when he was hungry, which he cursed the whole country Israel to be, you know, whatever. And, you know, he used to go around telling people stuff all the time and cursing them to hell and all that kind of stuff too. So, you know, I don't see why I can't do it. You know, at least I give y'all the afterlife, and I'm not cursing y'all to hell and, you know, whole cities and stuff. Yeah, someone says, wasn't there necromancy? Yeah, Jesus practiced necromancy too. Lazarus. Okay, he did that. What else did he do? He practiced magic, turning water into wine. That's alchemy, you know. What else did he do? He prophesied, like I said in my last video. He told the future, or he said that he could see the future. He said all these things. He claimed to be a son of God, or he said the Father and I are not separate. That means, look, I'm a God, he's God, we all God. You know, ye are gods. So I'm saying the same thing, but y'all mad at me because I'm not worshiping. Because I'm not worshiping the God you worship that you hardly know anything about. You know, how you gonna worship somebody and don't even know they curse? Right? I said Jesus practiced blood magic. He sure did. So, you know, if y'all want to be mad at me, y'all can't be mad at me because Jesus did it first. So go be mad at him because I didn't do it. I didn't do it first. And then he had people call him master, teacher. You know what I'm saying? I don't have people calling me that. He was more vain than I was. You know what I'm saying? Um, he had an entourage. He had all that. He had a coven. Okay, you gonna have 12 disciples? That's not a coven. Okay, how is that not a coven? I'm just wondering. Um, but one day they'll wake up and they'll read their whole Bible with an open mind, and they won't skip the parts that don't sound good. They'll read the whole thing, and they'll be like, okay, this makes more sense now. Okay, blah blah blah. Someone says Jesus had a mystery school. Blah blah blah. Yeah, and he learned probably the same things that the ancient Egyptians learned. All the teachings of Thoth, Book of the Dead, stuff like that. He probably learned all that and practiced that. And he was, I don't think that by reading what he was like, I feel he was very arrogant. He was calling people fools, knocking over people's tables because they was trying to get paid. Um, Cursing whole cities and town. He sounded like an angry hotep to me, y'all. That's what he sounded like. Dusty, angry hotep with a bunch of followers, you know, making everybody mad, just causing trouble. That's what it sounded like to me. His head got too big, and that's what it was. And since he did have so many followers, instead of, the church claimed him and tried to make him seem like a calm, loving person and tell you the story that that you understand versus how he really was, okay? He had people calling him master, teacher, heal me, raise this person from the dead, cast out he had all these people following him, trying to wash his feet, you know what I'm saying? So, of course, since he had a large following, the church just couldn't throw him under the bus. So, they used his image to promote them, okay? They used his celebrity to promote the church. Oh, even though we killed him, you know. So, that's all I'm saying. I don't feel bad for trolling Christians because they're just ignorant. They don't know any better. They don't read their whole Bible. And if I don't teach you, who will? Jesus ain't gonna teach you, because he's just gonna call you a fool and curse you. At least I'm not trying to curse you. Okay? So, Christians, if you didn't know, Jesus cursed. He also called people fools, made them call him master and teacher. He had 12 people, probably a coven, or, they probably did rituals and stuff up in the mountains and stuff. You don't know what they was doing. Um, he practiced necromancy, blood magic, all that. So, when you come to me in my channel, and the reason why it says do not judge, because the person that you worship does the exact same thing. The person you worship did the same thing when he was a man on earth. Okay? So, if you judging me, you're judging him. Bam. If you judge Jesus, if you judge me, you're judging Jesus, because we doing the same stuff. Except he's cursing whole countries. I'm just cursing people who, someone came to me seeking justice. That's it. I'm not cursing entire countries and cities and afterlives. So, let's just say When you come into my channel, know what you're talking about. Come on. I know y'all can read. Read the parts that the pastor don't talk about. Read the parts he skip over. Read the parts in between all his favorite pages. Read the real stuff. And then you'll understand. You know? They say we can't do what Jesus do. Why not? He was a man. You know, why can't we do what he did? I don't know. Like, he didn't say why we couldn't do it. So, you know, why can't we do what he did? That's what I'm saying. Because if Jesus is in you, if the Spirit of Christ is within you, then why can't you be like him? Why can't you do what he did if he's within you? I don't know. That's all I'm saying. If he's within me and ye are gods, then I should be able to do what he does, right? And so should everyone else, right? So I don't understand why Christians would get mad if someone's cursing because Jesus cursed. They believed he was handpicked by God so only he could do such things. Mental tricks. Oh well. If they say he's in me, then I can do it too. I'll just conjure up the spirit of Jesus and curse. Bam. Jesus walked on water, but man walked on the moon. Those two are very similar. Why? Because water and the moon are feminine and of the subconscious mind. That means he spoke in parables. He walked on the feminine water moon side. That's why all his stuff in the Dead Sea Scrolls are basically alchemy and parables, because it's subconscious. It's figurative. You got to figure it out. It's not literal. Okay? So that's what that is, you know. He didn't literally walk on water, you know. It's also an alchemical term, you know, a spiritual journey when you're on water. You know what I mean? So if you look up symbolism, if you study alchemy, you'll see a lot of it in the Bible and how, you know, it's taught. It's taught in code and in parables. That's why you have to understand alchemy to understand the metaphorical meaning of the Bible and not take it literally. You know what I'm saying? That's why they spoke in code. So they can have the followers, the sheep, to do what they need to do, work at Burger King, you know, scrub the feet, stuff like that. The other people of the knowledge, they understand, and so they can be over here doing what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So you have the people that believe it literally, that are of lesser intelligence, and then the people that believe it figuratively and know how to use it to their advantage. You know what I'm saying? So the followers, the people that believe it literally, you know, they're going to be the puppets of society and the ones that are sheep and zombies and easy to control. The ones who understand, have the knowledge, and can think, understand that this is metaphor, alchemy, blah, 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 blah. They can use it and, create the life that they want. So when I say work at Burger King, I mean the servants and the followers and the sheep and the people that don't want any, to learn anymore. They're satisfied, happy with the Bible. You know what I mean? They don't want to go beyond it. They don't want to understand it on a deeper level, just on the literal level. Okay? So that's what I'm talking about. If you're going to be mad at me, be mad at Jesus, because he did worse. Okay? And, that's all I really wanted to say. So, I saw something interesting. I gotta scroll back. The ancient alien TV show said Jesus was genetically enhanced being. What do you think about that? Genetically enhanced. I don't think that the knowledge that he knew was the same knowledge that the Egyptians knew. So they supposedly got all their knowledge from Thoth, to Hootie. So he might have learned from a genetically enhanced culture, or he might have learned from the teaching of a genetically enhanced being. But I don't know if he himself was, you know what I mean? He was a mentalist. He studied universal law. He studied alchemy, I'm pretty sure. And, I'm pretty sure that people with little knowledge think that people with big knowledge are superhuman, because I think I heard Neil deGrasse Tyson say that when it comes to primates or, apes, we're only 2% smarter than a primate and an ape. So imagine all the things we can do scientifically and, mathematically, and all the creative things that we can do. If that's only 2% more, smarter than a ape, imagine what a super being would be like. They wouldn't even care about us. We would be like things to put in a zoo. So if Jesus was superhuman, I don't think that he would care too much about us. You know what I'm saying? If he was an advanced being, they could, we could. Y'all need to go watch that Neil deGrasse Tyson when he says about if aliens landed, what would happen. It's hilarious. But basically, a superhuman being that was at least 1% smarter than us would not even want to communicate with us. We would be so below their level. They would study us and do experiments on us. Yeah, like the aliens supposedly do. So I don't think so. I think that he just knew what other people didn't know back then, or wasn't free giving knowledge to people back then. It was secret knowledge. You got to be initiated in the mystery school to have this knowledge, and he's going out there telling people stuff. So they never heard it before. It sounded good. They were following it, and it was the way it was. But Christians don't look at this story like this. They worship him. That's what blinds them. That's what blinds them. When you worship something, it blinds you to the truth. Just like when you're in love with somebody, they could be using you, cheating on you, stealing from you, poisoning you, and you so in love, you don't even realize. Oh my God, I don't see it. What? Y'all are so in love with this man, and y'all are so in worship with this man, y'all don't even see who he really was. You know what I'm saying? So stop. Look from a different perspective and realize when you are upset at me, your Jesus did way worse than me. And y'all is in love with him. Oh, Christ is in love, and I just worship, Christ and Jesus, and I have a relationship, and Heavenly Father, and Jesus, God, Spirit, and, blah, 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 blah. Y'all are in love with a man who cursed. You in love with a man, first of all. If you are a Christian man, you in love with another man that cursed, hung around with prostitutes and 12 other dudes, cursing fig trees because he was hungry, cursing countries, cursing cities and afterlives, calling people fools, turning over tables, ruining people's business. So, don't be mad at me. I didn't do as worse as he did. And I just think that y'all need to read the whole thing, not just some parts. Okay, not just the Christmas story and the Easter story and the Ten Commandments. That's not what y'all supposed to read. Y'all supposed to read all the other stuff that they skip over and over and over because they don't want you to know, the truth. Okay, I'm going to read some more. In the New Testament, Jesus is mostly portrayed acting in a nice way with love and tolerance. There are only a few incidents where he gets out of control, including the episode in front of Solomon's temple and the curse of the three cities. In the latter, he uses his powers to condemn a whole city the same way as the God of the Old Testament did numerous times. Okay? It makes us wonder, what was it really that the people of Chorazin or whatever did to get such an extreme reaction from Jesus? Oh my goodness. It couldn't be simply that they didn't follow him, because, there had been many others that didn't follow Jesus. And yet he never cursed them. Maybe further archaeological excavations will come out with something that could give us some clues as to why he cursed this city. They was probably making fun of him and trolling him. Okay. Maybe they caught him and exposed him. And, they had some dirt and tea on him. Okay. So, so y'all need to study your Bible so that you can know what you and who you worship. Because I'm the least of your problems if you worshiping somebody that did all of that. Yeah. I actually had a conversation today with somebody about the Bible. They started with Halloween and then went to Christmas. I bet you they did. And, let me see. Is there any other thing? Oh, let me see. So, yeah. Any of y'all want to add something to it? I'll read it out. If y'all want to add something to the video. What dimension do you think Jesus was functioning on? Dimension? Like, honestly, if I give you my opinion of Jesus, it's not very high, because, like, compared to the people of today, he was no big deal. Like, there's people on Instagram with more followers than Jesus had back in the day. You know what I mean? So, I mean, for what he did, it was cool. I mean, he had a little following. I don't think he could get out of. I don't think he got out of 5D or 6D, because he couldn't create, what he wanted. He couldn't really manifest like some people can. He couldn't manifest himself out of prison, out of being crucified. This and that. Maybe he didn't want to. Maybe he just wanted to make himself known. Maybe he wanted his name to go down in history, so he made a crazy, scene. Maybe he faked his death. I don't know. Maybe he didn't exist at all, and people just wrote about it. I don't know. But I don't think that, compared to the people and the teachers and the knowledge of today, I don't think he was a big deal. Like, there's nothing that he taught us that we can't even Google. You know what I'm saying? And half of it is something that most of us don't even agree with. You know what I'm saying? So, plus it was so many years ago. Things have changed. If you are living by some teachings of somebody over 2,000 years ago that's not even as smart as you, what does that say about you? So, you're going to live your life according to a man born 2,000 something years ago, before technology, before this, before that, and who got killed, who cursed people. You're going to live by that versus your own free thought and will and observation of, and free mind. You're going to live by that. That's silly, because we're more advanced beings now. So I couldn't, it would be silly of me to refer back to 2,000 years ago to someone that, was not as, technologically advanced, scientifically advanced than I was, or I am, or that I could be. Why would I refer back to that? I mean, I could refer back to it for inspirational quotes, but that's about it. That's it. I can't refer back to there to learn what I need to do to move forward into this time and space, because he only got to probably 5D. If he got anywhere, if he was even real, you know. Um, Someone says the book of Job tells me that Jesus, they're saying that in a different way, but y'all can read it. And Satan are the same power level, are on the same power level. Um, I don't think Satan is a character or a person or a human, but Jesus supposedly was a human. Perhaps it's just the lower nature of man or the obstacles of man. Maybe it's a metaphor. Because my obstacle and my devil could be your God and your Savior, and your obstacle and your devil could be my God and my Savior, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So it's all perspective. You might feel like, okay, so this is what I'm saying. If there's something in your way, it's an obstacle. If there's something standing in your way that's not letting you move up to the next level, that can be considered the devil to you, right? Something that oppresses you, something that keeps you down, something that's always against you, right? Something that's always against you could be, the person that's against you could see you as the devil, okay? So who is the devil? Is it you or is it them? Or is it someone else? Because if you're for one cause and another person is for another cause, and to them you're the devil, but to you they're the devil, then who's the devil? Okay. Everybody is the devil. And everybody's Jesus. Because ye are gods. Ye can do what ye wants. Ye can get to the 6th dimension and the 7th dimension and the 8th dimension and create the life you want and free yourself from the matrix. Ye can do that. Woe unto thee, those who can't. I curse you to only get to the 5th dimension. Okay, bam. That's where he ended up. Because he cursed them in the afterlife because he knew he couldn't get any further. So, all I'm saying is, if he can curse, I can curse. Don't be mad at me. Go read your Bible and be mad at that. Don't be mad at me. I'm just being a law-abiding citizen who read my Bible. I was at a restaurant today and I saw this man sitting in the window reading a Bible like this. And he fell asleep. He was asleep. It was like, he started snoring. I'm like, yeah, I'll be falling asleep too. That stuff is boring. So it's boring because it's, they should rewrite it in a fun way. Like, make it into y'all remember that old show, Black Jesus? That was hilarious. Okay. There are so many questions about Jesus and Christ that we will never know the answer to. Just follow your heart and please don't judge, because no one is perfect. They said Jesus was perfect. They lied again. Because if he was perfect and he cursed, then I'm perfect too. How you doing? Do you believe in spiritual possession? I do a little bit. Like, I do, but I don't believe in it like they show on The Exorcist. I believe that's more, because see, if you're going to be possessed, it is going to mess with your mental, okay? So when they say, oh, he's possessed by a demon or a spirit, and the psychiatrist want to say, oh, it's a mental illness, basically, when spirits mess with you, it's with your mental, okay? So it can be classified as both. Okay? So if Jesus is perfect, I'm perfect. All I'm saying, you know, I'm not judging anybody. I'm just, what would Jesus do? I'm just being like Jesus, y'all. I'm not. He judged. He said he's gonna judge these two cities worse. He didn't say God. He said I'm gonna judge these two cities worse. Okay. So he put himself in God's place. So at least I'm not doing that. You know. He came out of a womb just like I came out of a womb. Okay. So to me, we equals. He came out of a womb, and I came out of a womb. We good. We're the same. Thank you for answering my question. Huh? Yup. Um. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay. So once again, I say who the baby daddy do? Who's Jesus's daddy? That's why he probably married a prostitute, because his mama was. Okay, times was hard. He don't know who his daddy is, so his mama said, "Oh, your daddy is God." Just like all the other baby mamas who don't have their daddy, your daddy is God. Okay, it's better than saying, "I don't know who your daddy is, baby." Okay. So somebody said Joseph was the last one. Back then they didn't have Mary, so he just took on responsibility. Look, I was the last one, so it could be mine. Come on now. Come on, mirror. Oh, you was the last one, I promise. So, they try to make the story so nice and clean it up. They just changed everything about the whole Jesus story. They changed the color of the people. They didn't, they changed. They didn't change everything. That story is just the story. Shoot, yeah, I'm not even going to go into it. I've heard similar stories in this day and age that would fit perfectly with that story. But let's just talk about how, if I came to somebody and said, "Look, I'm pregnant, and the daddy is God," what's gonna happen? I mean, you gonna grow up with an inferiority complex because you don't know who your daddy is. You're gonna have a look. You're gonna overcompensate. And, you're gonna do this and you're gonna do that. And back then, that was unheard of. If Joseph didn't, take Mary up on her offer, she could have been stoned and killed. So, someone says, and Mary was 14. And she was 14. So, y'all gotta think about this. Y'all sitting up here worshiping someone, Hi, Sasha. Go to bed, baby. Huh? Give me a kiss.
I need a hair tie. Or something.
You need something for your hair?
My hair.
Go get one from downstairs. I don't have any here, I don't think. All I have is, oh yeah, all I have is this one. Here you go. Good night, baby. Sweet baby. Okay. If you hear, you can go get my bed. Go ahead. Go now. She don't ever want to sleep in her own bed. So yeah, all I'm saying is, learn who you worship. Learn about who you worship, and don't come over here and judge people who are doing the same, and if not worse. I'm not even doing worse, but doing the same or less than Jesus. And then you know what really makes me upset? When they say, I'm gonna pray for you, I'm gonna pray for your soul. I'm like, look, it's some kids over there starving over there in those other countries that need your prayer and money and attention and focus. I'm good, okay? Like, why are you sitting on here on YouTube praying for me when there's people out there that really need help? That's your way of saying, you're wrong, I'm right, you'll come around, I'm going to pray for you so that you know that we love you, but we really don't love you. This is just the way we say, you know, you're wrong and I'm right. I know that. I can see through all that. If you pray for me, I'm going to curse you, just like Jesus. Okay? If you write in the comments that you're going to pray for me, I'm going to say, great, I'll curse you. What would Jesus do? Jesus would pray, Jesus would curse. I'm going to do, if you're going to pray, I got to curse, because I don't pray. So the only thing I do is curse. I do spell work. I could, I could pray for you too. I could do a spell work to make you understand the Bible. I could do that. I could do a spell to help you see, metaphor instead of literally. I can do a spell to increase your, knowledge and how you think. I could do that for you, but I can't pray for you to understand what I'm saying if you stuck on not even understanding your own Bible. If you don't even understand your own Bible, there's no way you're understanding what I'm saying. So I don't even know why y'all on this channel. Right? If you can't even understand the Bible, I know you don't understand this channel. So of course you don't get it. Of course it's making you upset. Of course it's evil. Of course it's this, because you don't even understand the person that you worshiping. Why did Jesus fast though? Why did he fast? Because in the old days they used to fast before spell work. Okay? Go read your books. Go read the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Spells. Because that's what they do. Fasting is a pagan thing. Okay? Why do they make people put their hand on the Bible in court? They don't do that no more. Because what if I'm Muslim? I don't believe in the Bible. I believe in the Quran. What if I'm atheist? I'll put my hand on the Bible in 2 seconds and lie. The Bible don't keep people from lying. They don't do that anymore. Just like they don't make you pray in school anymore, because not everybody's Christian. So they don't do that anymore. They stopped all of that. That's just on TV. Okay. Isn't fasting a spiritual cleansing? So he must have sinned if he's trying to fast, huh? He said he was tempted by Satan and wanted to hear from God. So he's just self-punishing himself, right? I'm tempted to sin, so I'm going to starve myself as a punishment and a sacrifice so that God will talk to me. If he's God, and he can curse people from this life and the next life, then why did he need to do all of that? I don't know. Well, I don't understand that part. If he was God, then how come he's tempted by Satan? I don't know. I don't know. Like, y'all be like, the Bible contradicts itself too much for me. You know, I'm God. I'm the Almighty. The Father and I are not separate. Oh, I'm gonna fast because I'm tempted by Satan and I can't hear from myself. I can't hear from God. I can't hear from my Father because I'm here on earth and Satan is tempting me. You know, oops. But I'm perfect still. But I gotta do all of this because I'm perfect. No, Jesus was not perfect. No, he was not any better than you or I. Maybe he was smarter and a better manipulator than the people back then. But today he would get scammed too. He would get scammed straight up. Jesus would get scammed these days. Don't let Jesus come to this century, because he would get scammed. um, right. Uh-huh. So if Jesus was, okay, and I have another thing. Okay, ooh, let's get to this part. Let me ask y'all a question. If Jesus was the color he was supposed to be, the true color, how many people would worship him? If Jesus was black with an afro, how many people would worship him? I don't think a lot of people would worship a black man with an afro, which is what the Bible describes him as. You know what I'm saying? So if they say he has feet of bronze, hair of wool, you know, like a sheep, wool like a sheep is an afro. Okay, just in case y'all didn't know, it's an afro. So are you worshiping a false image of what is described in your Bible? Do you skip over that part too? Because I guarantee you there would be about 80 to 90% less Christians in the world if they had to worship a black man with an afro. Okay. So that's number one. If you don't put a black man with an afro up on your wall, you're not worshiping Jesus. Okay? So, because you don't read your Bible. You worship a white person with long, straight blonde hair and a little beard. Okay, y'all know he got burnt up in the desert if he was walking around looking like that. So, what am I going to say? That's a lie. A lie. So, white people, Asian people, they all got their version of Jesus. There's black Jesus, Asian Jesus, white Jesus, Mexican Jesus, Native American Jesus. I don't know. So how many Jesuses are there? Like, seriously. I don't know. But in the old days, when they used to draw and paint pictures of Jesus and the archangels, they were black with afros. Okay? Black with afros. And I've seen it. My mom gave me a picture and I saved it, but I don't even know where it's at anymore. But it's an old picture. If you look up the first pictures dated back a long time ago, that's what you're going to see. Okay? So, don't forget Korean Jesus. Okay. Oops. I'm sorry. I forgot Korean Jesus. So if you got a white man on your wall, you don't worship Jesus. That's all I'm saying. And, it's funny that a lot of the racist people use the Bible and Jesus to be racist and to um and to quote the Bible and stuff. That's funny to me. That's like ironic. So Jesus cursed Jesus is the opposite of everything y'all think he was. Okay. So I don't know who y'all think y'all worship, but it's not who you think you worship. That's a made up rated G version of what's in the Bible that y'all keep skipping over for some damn reason. I don't know. Y'all keep skipping over the parts. Like, y'all are on the TV edited rated G version of a rated R movie. That's your version of Jesus. A G version of a rated R version that cusses, curses, and whatever, you know. Um, so I don't know what to tell you. I just feel sorry for you because you're sitting there still believing it. And I don't care if you don't ever stop believing it. I just see you as inferior, intellect, and that's all I see. Like, you might be a good person, you might mean well, but if you still believe that, your intelligence is inferior to someone who doesn't. Because you can't believe that if you're leaving out information. If you were a scientist and you had to write a paper on a subject, you couldn't skip and bypass over stuff. You'd have to extensively research and know what you're talking about so you could write an informed paper, right? You can't just cherry pick the stuff about the person you think you worship and then write this little children's Bible story for Sunday school. I laugh at those Bibles for kids. I say, girl, that's not what happened. Throw that away. So I feel like I said, if they had put the real picture of Jesus up, there would be a lot less Christians in the world. You wouldn't be sitting up here defending him with your life if he was black with an afro. Believe me, we know. Okay? So, no. What did Jesus think about gay people? I don't know. I don't think he talked about gay people in the Bible. I mean, he cursed the city worse than, on that thing it said he cursed the city worse than Sodom. He said he's going to do worse than Sodom and Gomorrah because of what these people did to him. They probably offended him. They probably exposed him. I don't know what they did. They still haven't figured that part out. That's still a mystery. But I don't think he said anything about it. I don't think he cared. I mean, maybe he was. I don't know. You never know. Maybe that was what they found out about him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think he was real either. I think he was a made up story. Maybe it was a dude named Jesus and he was crazy and people wrote about him and he became like an urban legend and the thing just grew and grew until it became, then they started to merge the story of Heru and this urban legend named Jesus together and made him like this superhero of the time and all this kind of stuff. To me, that's what it was. Ain't no different. X-Man of the old days, Superman of the old days, that's it. Hi. And if you're like a Christian witch and you work with Jesus and you believe with Jesus, y'all need to listen to this too. Because you really got to think about it. If you really just sat and thought about it, it doesn't make sense. If you're just working with the aspect of Jesus and what he stood for, the stuff that he stood for is not everything he stood for either. He did other stuff too. But that's fine as long as you're not trying to push something on someone and and doesn't know anything about it, and you don't know anything about it. That's fine. I don't care because there are some good things he said, like I said, in the Gospels of Thomas and the Dead Sea Scrolls, straight up alchemy, straight up, taken from Egyptian Book of the Dead type stuff, So he was in the Egyptian mystery schools. He did learn under, that system, and he did quote a lot and talk a lot, just like, the teachings of Thoth, Tahuti. So I know You know, that's what it was. That's right. Jesus never claimed to be the Son of God. But when people would ask him, he was very strategic. He wouldn't say no either. He wouldn't deny it. All he would say was a political answer, just like a politician. He would say, the Father and I are not separate. So to some fool who couldn't figure out what that meant, oh, you must be God then. If you're not separate, then you're a version of, you're God on earth. Yes, that's what it is. Because he didn't sit there and explain himself. He just said, you fool, you figured out, you know. Um, so the Father and I are not separate. It's just like saying Jesus is within you. Okay? So if the Bible constantly contradicts itself, then why are you reading it? Why aren't you interpreting it instead? You know what I'm saying? So he says the Father and I are not separate, da, 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 but then he go around cursing people as if he was God, right? Like he had some power. Because he did have power. Everyone has power. I got power. You got power. Jesus has power. Why? Because he understood alchemy and universal law. That's why. Other people didn't. So of course they're going to look up to him and say, oh, he's cursing like God. He's claiming powers like God. Oh, blasphemy. You know, because he just knew the same thing most people that studied, you know, in the mystery schools. He knew that, but he was telling it. So, dang, you know, if he can do it, so can other people that knew what he knew, right? He was trying to teach in the part where the water, where they were walking on water, he was trying to teach the other dude to walk on water. You know, he was trying to teach people what he knew, but they weren't grasping it. They were just so in awe and worshiping him or following him that he could not. And he spoke in parables so he could stay the leader. You know, if you speak in parables and you say you need to figure that out, you know, and you don't tell them straight up, they're going to sit there and ponder that stuff for a long time, because back then, you know, they weren't all that, you know, able to research and stuff. They didn't know how to read. They didn't know how to think. They just followed and would do what they were told. So, you know, for them to study under someone or under Jesus, they would figure out the parables. But those who didn't just took it literally, you know. But, you know, they say study the masters and become greater. You're not supposed to stay the same. You're supposed to rise up. So if we stay the same as the people that we learn from and don't move beyond it, then what are we doing? Nothing, right? So, like I'm saying, you know, people that study old religion from 2,000 years ago and don't want to learn anything else, you're stagnant, and that is what death really is, a stagnation of knowledge. You're not learning anymore. You might as well not even be here. You know, if you're sitting there not learning and going beyond mentally and spiritually, you're not even getting to 5D with Jesus. Okay? My mic fell. So you're not even getting there. So you're going to be right back here. Because you're probably going to go to the light. You'll be right back here. Because that's what you were taught. And that's what you never questioned. And that's what you're just going to do. And be right back here working at J.C. Penney's and McDonald's when I drive through. Hello. You know. So, until you learn, that's it. And just because you were raised a certain religion doesn't mean you have to stay in it, you know? You don't have to stay a Christian. You don't have to be religion. You can say, I don't believe that. I wasn't given a free choice into what I wanted to believe. You forced this religion on me, so I'm putting it back down, and I'm going to start on the path that I feel comfortable with, because just because you force somebody to believe something doesn't mean it feels right to them. Um, exactly. Like, religion is false, while you use religion when you have spirituality. So, okay, Nico Frost says white Jesus has Brazilian bundles. And what color? Um, so that's what I came on to say. I let the Christian trolls troll me so they can actually learn. I don't care. I know more than them, obviously, as far as their Jesus is concerned. So nothing they can tell me is really going to affect me. You know what I mean? Nothing they can tell me rings a bell of truth to me, because they skipped a lot of stuff, and they're just quoting the rated G version, or the stuff that you know helps their argument. But when you come on my channel and you're a troll and a Christian troll, and you're, oh, I'm gonna pray for you, or you're gonna go to hell, or you're something mentally ill with you, something mentally ill with me, but you worship a Jesus that curses and whole cities, but something is wrong with me. Okay, so good for me. Some people say I'm crazy. They said Jesus was crazy too. So when you judge me, you judge him. And that's the person you're supposed to be so in love with and worship, right? So I'm more like Jesus than you are, Christians. Just so you know. And I don't even worship him. Okay? I don't even read the Bible every day like y'all supposedly do. Okay? I don't even have bookmarked Bible websites to copy and paste from like y'all do. Okay? I don't have none of that. But y'all do, and y'all still can't figure it out. So that's to me, that should tell you something about what religion does to people's brains. You can't even see that you're way behind in knowledge and spirituality. Just way behind. Just way back there on the short bus, way behind. So I know why you're on my channel. So you can get the info and the knowledge that, right? Because you don't understand how it works. So you need someone to interpret it for you. So if you want me to be your interpreter, I do consultations. You can call me, or I can call you, and we can say, hey, you want to know what this Bible verse really means? I can break it down for you. Or hey, do you want to know where to go learn how to interpret your religious book? Would you like to know how to do that? I can help you. Mm-hmm. You don't have to come over here and troll so you get information in the comments that you never knew before, that you can go take and argue with somebody else. You don't have to do all of that. I'll give you, if you humble yourself enough to say, hey, you know what? I've been watching your channel for years, trolling on you. I was that crazy Christian dude that stalked you because, secretly I had a crush on you. Can you help me interpret the Bible? Sure. I can do that for you. When I met my husband, I think he still is a Christian. He don't care because I told him what it was. And he just laughs now. He's so. Dang, y'all arguing in the comments. Oh Lord. Um, Someone says I'm ugly. Who has a crush on me? All them Christian trolls. There's one in particular. I don't want to name him and I don't want to call him out and I don't want to embarrass him. But I know who it is. every video, I'm telling you, he's my number one. Um. Anyway, yes. So there's so many channels that actually interpret the Bible and break down the symbolism in it. I don't even want to waste my time doing it. You know, if you're confused and you want to go seek out those videos, they're out there. I don't have to tell you what they are. If you know alchemy and symbolic meaning of things, if you got a symbol book and an alchemy book, you can figure it out. That's basically it. Very simple. So I'm surprised he's not here. Yeah, he's probably asleep. But believe me, he will comment after the video finishes uploading. I'm sure it'll be on there by morning. Mm, 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 mm. Good time. Is it a good time for a reconciliation come back to me spell on Halloween? Sure, if you want to do it on a Tuesday with the energy being of war and Mars. No, it's not a good day. um, Aim for Friday. Friday. Your Elmo video was too fun. I got Elmo right here. Oh my God, Elmo. This thing is so nasty. Ooh, Elmo. Ooh, he stinks. Whew. He smells like a gas station, tires, the outside. I don't even know that other smell is, but it smells bad. Like, ooh. Whew. Anyway, that's gonna be a nasty curse with him. Because like it's not gonna curse the whole city or nothing, but it's gonna be bad. Okay. It's not gonna be as bad as Jesus' curse. But I promise. I promise not to go as hard as Jesus on these curses. I promise you. Like, y'all gonna be okay in the afterlife. Whoever y'all cursing, I'm not gonna do them like that. So, and y'all want to hear a funny thing about Elmo? Okay, Saint Elmo. This is look at the similarities. Okay, my Elmo was being constantly run over by 18-wheelers, cars, and a crossroad for 4 weeks. Nobody picked him up. Right? He's just being tortured day in and day out. And go read the story of Saint Elmo. That's what happened to him, for real. He was tortured so many times, tortured, and finally he was saved by an angel. And that was me. So I saved Elmo. And I feel like that was such a coincidence. The story of Saint Elmo and the Elmo over there getting tortured and stuff like that. He had been tortured forever. Forever, ever. When he finally got free and stuff, and he was, he almost got struck by lightning. And that's why they have that saying, St. Elmo's fire. And when whenever lightning strikes near something, that means he's watching over you or something, the sailors. So, you know, after all that torture, after all of that, you know, they said he was rescued by the angel. So I guess I'm the angel now. Okay. to do, to go and do work for the angel. And he's going to do some work for me. I tell you that. Now, the energy anyway. Sasha, what did I say?
Daddy's awake now.
Huh?
Daddy's awake now.
Okay. Why didn't you go in my room like I told you?
I was scared.
Why?
Daddy caught me last time.
What's this under your eye? Go get in your bed then. I'll come get you in a few minutes.
Okay.
Bye. She's still up. She does that. She's a night owl. She will wander around at night and then finally go to sleep. So yeah, I wanted to share that story. And also I know I promised y'all that I was gonna do a session with the spirit cards. So I might do that tomorrow on Halloween. These are good for also spell work. You know, curses too. See? So, yeah, I'll show y'all how these work tomorrow. What? What? It makes people dangerous and treacherous and evil. What does that? Especially if you're related to them, they're even worse. What? Okay. Oh yeah. Someone says Jesus has been around them lately. You better be careful because he might curse you. Or your whole city. Be careful. So, I'm not going to, I'm not really saying anything that's not true. Like, if you really think about it, I'm really not saying anything that's not true. Everything that I've said according to the Bible, because I guess I am lying. Hold on. If I'm saying, wait, according to the Bible, I will say that. According to the Bible, Jesus cursed. Okay? Because I don't believe that the Bible is truth. Okay? So I'm probably lying. But according to the Bible, I'm telling the truth. How about that? Yes. So, according to the Bible, everything that I've said about Jesus is the truth in this video, except for the ancient alien part and the superhuman stuff that someone asked me about. That's just theory. Okay? There you go. So, like, I don't believe in any of those gods or Jesus or nothing like that. I believe in me and my abilities, okay? I believe in a source energy, but I don't believe in the God of the Bible or Jesus is, special. He's just as special as the next person. That's it, okay? He's just as special as the person that got the same book as he got or learned the same thing as he did. I don't believe that he is just some great thing. Okay? If you do, that's great. That's the same thing as you saying, I don't believe that this saint or this angel or, deity that you work with is that great. I don't really care because I get what I need from him, right? Just like you get what you need from Jesus. So it doesn't matter what I think about him. If he's good for you, keep a great, work with them. But don't try to push them on other people. I'm not sitting up here trying to push Santissima Muerte on people. Y'all better come to Santissima Muerte. Oh yeah, you know, if you don't come to Santissima Muerte, you're gonna end up in trouble. I'm gonna put a petition in for you. You know, you gotta come to Santissima Muerte because, you know, if you don't, you know, you're gonna regret it later on. And if, you know, my all my channels, I'm gonna go and troll you if you're not worshiping her or working with her. You know, I'm not doing all of that. That's crazy. Why? Because i'm not I'm not like that. That's like obsession. You worship. You know, I'm only like that about, you know, nobody. So why would I do that for somebody that's just like me? Like, unless I'm being paid to promote it, I ain't doing it. Okay. That's it. Christians, if you wanna pay me to promote Jesus, we can talk about it. Like I said, if y'all ever see me up in the pulpit at church, you know what happened. The pay was right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Uh, what am I doing Halloween? I'm probably gonna be at home. Okay, I'm gonna go into the gym in the morning. Then I'm coming home. Probably do spell work. I have my Day of the Dead altar set up. I'm gonna probably spruce it up. I'll probably film so y'all can see some stuff, but that's about it. Right? I was blocking my path on the sidewalk and I had to go around it. My son told me to stop being mad and go around the tree like everyone else. Huh? Oh, maybe I didn't read the first part of that. Okay. Um, you should do a video comparing the Dead Sea Scrolls to the Bible. Christians would shit themselves. Oh no, they need to go seek that themselves. They're not supposed to listen to me. Okay, their Bible says not to listen to people like me, so they not go. They're already sinning if they're on this channel. So, okay, she was talking about cursing the tree, and I asked why. Um, mm, so, you know, I think sometimes I think Christians are just Christians because they don't have anything to believe in, and that's what they were given, and that's what they honed in on. And it would be, you know, they don't. It's like they've known that their whole life, so they don't want to learn anything else. They feel like they would have to give that up, and they would be missing a part of themselves. But really, what it would do, you would find yourself because you wouldn't be a clone or a sheep. You would actually find the real you. You wouldn't be quoting lines from 2,000 years ago. You'd be able to speak your own lines. You know what I'm saying? You'd be able to speak your own words. You wouldn't be quoting words from before your time. You would have your own words. You could write your own things. You could come up with your own ideas on things. But you know, you're so comfortable and you have this mentality and this fear. Your religion is based in fear. You are there based out of fear, not love. You know, you're there out of fear of going to hell because that's what you put on everyone's comments. You're there based out of fear, not knowledge, not enlightenment, not love, but straight up old fear. That's why you're there. And once you stop being afraid of things and start questioning things and moving to the next level, You're going to understand a lot more than you do now. Your IQ is going to go shoot way through the roof, believe me. You're going to be like so hungry for knowledge after that. After you wake up, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I was this stupid for so long. I could have been way more advanced. But I'm sitting here reading the same stuff over and over, taking it literally, and it makes zero sense. I don't believe. It's just like being in love. It's just like when that woman or that man has done you so wrong, and you take all their BS because you're in love. You let them do anything, and then when they leave you after about a couple of weeks, you start thinking, oh my God, she used me, or he used me up, and he played me, and he tricked me, and I didn't even see this. I didn't even see this because I was so blinded. That's what you're gonna feel like. You're gonna feel betrayed and upset. You're gonna be mad because that's one of the first signs when you wake up out of religion. You get mad. That's why you see all these people arguing in the comments and mad about religion and how they got the religion in the first place and why they lying to us and how come they don't tell you everything and why did they keep this from you. You're going to be pissed. Some people don't move past that stage though. They stay in the anger. So after you've passed the anger stage, then you get to the seeking of knowledge. Okay, well, if this is not the truth, what is? Then you start seeking your path. You start researching. You start learning more. You start going into metaphysics. You start going into, the ancient Egyptian mystery schools knowledge. You start going back to the source of knowledge, and then you're getting the information. Then you're like, oh, this makes sense. Yes. Then you start seeing similarities of ancient older texts in the Bible. Then you start saying, this sounds plagiarized. They took this and put it here to make their own point, which contradicts what it really means in the first place. So you can see the brainwashing action happening, Then you'll see the pictures of, the people that came up with the stuff, and you'll see similar names that they've taken. So you're going to start to put it all together like a puzzle, a giant puzzle. And when you do, then you're going to be like, okay, this is what I've been missing. This is the answer. What else can I learn? What was it that Jesus knew that those other people didn't know? Was it alchemy? Let me go study alchemy. Was it symbolism? Let me go study symbolism. Was it metaphysics? Was it universal law? Let me go study that. Okay. So now you're going to be on that same level as the dude you used to worship. Then you're going to be free to go beyond the dude you used to worship. And then you're going to be happy. And all the obstacles in your life will slowly start to move away, and you'll free yourself. Now that's the true freedom. You save yourself. You don't wait for no Jesus dude. You save yourself. Okay? Save yourself. Save your mind. Because if you don't, you're just a mindless zombie quoting, copying and pasting somebody else's book, somebody else's words from 2,000 years ago that you're supposed to be surpassing. Okay? You're supposed to be past Jesus. Right? You're supposed to be past him, but you're still worshiping him. That's silly. So, if y'all want to, if you read the Emerald Tablets if y'all read the Emerald Tablets, y'all are gonna see, y'all are supposed to surpass these people. You're not supposed to sit there and worship them. You're supposed to surpass them, or seek to learn how to surpass them. Study the masters and become greater. That's what you're supposed to do. If you're not doing that, if you're worshiping the masters and being a damn sheep, great. We need sheep. Like society wouldn't function without sheep. Think about it. So we can't be mad at all of them because we need some of them to be sheep. Otherwise, society would fall apart. Imagine if everyone was equal. Now, this is crazy. If everyone was of equal intelligence, equal wealth, equal this and that, we would have to have a perfectly technological society where machines would do the work of the sheep or of the people that were satisfied where they were, didn't know how to get out of it, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? So it can't be like that. So there have to be sheep, there have to be this type of people, there has to be these type of people. The only way out of it is to think your way out of it. If you don't know how to think, you're stuck. You're stuck exactly where you are until you figure out how to get out of that position in life. And that's what the Bible will not teach you. You know, the Bible will teach you to be complacent with your place. You know, it will also teach you in parables so that you have to actually think to figure it out. But you don't have time to think because you got to get up and go work. Why? Because, you know, a man that don't work don't eat, right? So they keep you jumping from here to here to here to here, so you don't have time to figure it out, you know. So they give you religion. At least you have a circle to go into. You got a circle at least. You running, but you don't know where. That's like I saw that man today. He was a waiter trying to read the Bible. I'm like, that Bible ain't gonna get you out this bad job. You need to go read some other books. So you're complacent. It's God's will. Don't question the Lord. Lean not to your own understanding. Be a sheep. Follow Jesus, the good shepherd. Shut your mouth. A woman is worth less than a man. It's okay to kill children. What else does the Bible teach? Oh, slavery. Slaves obey your master. Curse entire cities. Flood the earth. Kill witches. Stone prostitutes. What else? What else bad things do they do? I don't know. When you take over a city and if you rape a daughter, she's your wife. If you rape a girl after you pillage a city, you have to make her your wife. What else? Give me some more, y'all. I know y'all know. Rape and incest. Judge. So, you know, that book is quite violent. So I don't follow it. And if I did, I'm not teaching my kids that. You know, I'd rather teach them universal law, how to manifest, how to think, how to have free will, how to get what they want in this world, instead of some stupid stories from 2,000 years ago that say it's okay to do some stupid stuff. No, I'm not teaching them that. Okay? Never will I teach them that, because it's stupid, you know. And they can't even use it today in the real world, you know. So I don't condone people judging me based on Christianity. You can do it all you like, but it doesn't make it true, you know. It, like I said, judging witches and judging other people who do magic, who curse, who just do regular magic, who just read tarot cards, shoot, that's supposed to be against, you know, God as well. But for everyone who's doing the exact same thing that Jesus did, you can't judge them, even if they're not doing it in the name of God or in the name of Jesus, you still can't judge them because they're doing the same thing. Okay? So they're empowering themselves. They're becoming in charge of their own lives. Just because you're following some dude from 2,000 years ago that died, don't make you better than me, who is expanding my knowledge to get to a higher level of consciousness and thought than the guy that you're still worshiping from 2,000 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So don't get mad at me and try to insult my intelligence with some cut and paste, you know, stuff from online that you didn't even finish reading. Okay? Mm. So another video that's trying to teach people. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some crazy comments and some Bible scriptures and the comments tomorrow when y'all get, there's gonna be like paragraphs this long and stuff like that they copy and pasted, and it's gonna supposed to mean something that I don't know what it's supposed to mean, but I'm sure they don't know either. But until I read it, I won't know, like I'm saying. But I know they're going to do that. And they're going to say, I want to pray for you. And they're going to say all that stuff. And I'm going to say, okay, whatever. You know, you'll be praying on 3D earth. And I'll be too far gone for you. Okay. Your prayers don't reach me, baby. So, and if you are a Christian and you say you're going to pray for someone who didn't ask you to pray for them, that's a violation of someone's belief. You know that? If someone says, I'm going to go to, my, excuse me, I'm going to go to my deity and talk to them about you, that's not right. I'm going to go and I'm going to talk to Santísima Muerte about you. That's the same thing as saying that. It's kind of like, I'm going to pray for you. That's like an insult. You know what I mean? It's the biggest insult that you can do, because there's starving children that you could be praying for. Why are you concerned about me? If you're such a Christian, you should be trying to help people like you're supposed to. You're not supposed to be over here on these magical, witchy videos trying to pray for me when there's starving children, So when I hear you say that, I'm going to just look at you like this. Okay? Yeah, you can pray for me all you want. Your prayers don't work, obviously, because you can't even help starving children, You can't even pray for a brain to understand the own Bible that you read. So your prayer is not going to do nothing here, okay? You can't even pray enough to understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, like like the guy said on Rush Hour. So how are you going to do anything for me when you worshiping some dude from 2,000 years ago that had just about the same amount of knowledge as we have, or a lot less actually than what we're working with metaphysically? How are you going to teach me anything? How are you going to have any type of ability by asking some dude that was born 2,000 years ago, who's dead, that might not have even been what he said he was or what people said he was? How are you going to do that? I don't know. I don't know how you're going to do it. That's like me saying, I'm going to pray for you to understand what I'm saying and to come to Santísima Muerte and leave Jesus alone. You're not going to do that because you don't even know who that is and you're not comfortable with it, right? So why should I do that for somebody I already know who he is, that I feel like I'm probably going into a higher level of consciousness already than he is. You know what I'm saying? So nothing that Jesus said was profound to me because I'd already read it through the through the Egyptian Book of the Dead. So nothing he said was real. It wasn't even his words. It was the words of somebody before him. So how can I be impressed with him when he basically just repeated something that had already written, that was already written? That would be like me reading out of a book and telling y'all, oh, this is all me. This is all me. Look, hold on. That's plagiarism. So how can I can't worship somebody who plagiarized and who just, repeated what he heard in school. I can't worship that because I've already read it. The original texts. Okay, so yes, I'm done with my rant. Y'all can ask questions. Oh, where's my water? Here it is. So thank y'all for tuning in. I'm about to go. And I'll probably see y'all tomorrow because it's Halloween and y'all know I'm going to do something. Y'all should see my downstairs. It is nice. It's all lit up with candles and stuff like that. Trolls. Yeah. Thank y'all for staying up with me. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Where I am in 6 minutes, it's gonna be Halloween. So if you're still up. Oh, someone wants to see my downstairs all lit up. I guess I could take y'all. No, I'll show y'all tomorrow because it's too dark to see it right now. Plus there's some more stuff I need to add. I'm gonna drink this whole thing. Y'all, for $9.99, I will sell you some water from this very bottle that I drank from for blessings. You know how they do on the Christian channels? All right, y'all. I'll see y'all later.